Y'all, I literally just recorded an entire YouTube video. I felt so good about it, only to find out it was in slow-mo with no audio. And there's no way, like, I have to re-record it. Like, all I wanted to do was just be productive today. What's up, y'all? I am back with another video. I'm going to be talking about the 5 myths holding you back from getting into real estate. If you think you need a lot of money, if you think you need a lot of experience to start investing in real estate, you are wrong. There is no reason why, after this video, you do not go out and purchase your first investment property in 2025. There's no reason. Like, all these things that you've made up in your head to stopping you, I'm going over today. If you guys are new here, I'm Jessica, aka Jess, aka the Wealth Therapist. I'm an entrepreneur. I am a real estate investor and a wealth coach, and I help people build wealth so that they can live the life that they want to live. I am on my own wealth building journey, bringing you guys along with me. So if you're interested in anything as far as real estate investing, wealth building, money management, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, in today's video, I'm going to be going over the 5 myths that is stopping people from getting into real estate. So, like, before I got into real estate, before I bought my first home, of course, I tried to talk myself out of it. Of course, I just thought I was too young. Of course, I thought I needed more money. I wasn't ready. We tell ourselves so many different things to justify why we're not making progress, why we're not reaching our goals. You're not alone. This is a common way of thinking. I'm going to try to help you debunk all those myths, and hopefully by the end of this video, you feel confident and have, what you need to make that step, get your first investment property in 2025. Okay, so myth number 1. I need a real estate license to invest in real estate. I don't know why you would think that. So let's break it down. A real estate license is for a real estate agent who is going to help other people buy and sell their home. When you're an investor, you're buying and selling people's homes. So you do not need a real estate license. You can have one, but they don't work together. They're 2 different things. A real estate investor can hire and work with a real estate agent to help them buy a property or help them sell a property. Whoever's selling the home is going to be paying a percentage to the real estate agents. And so a lot of times investors like to become real estate agents because instead of paying somebody this 3 to 6%, I can just keep it or essentially reduce the cost or let it offset the cost of me buying a home or buying an investment property. But it's not required. I do not have a real estate license, never had any desire of selling a home or anything like that. But as I'm on this real estate investing journey, I think anyone can attest to trying to keep as much money in your pocket as possible. So later down the line, at some point, I do see myself getting a real estate license, and that's only to buy and sell my own properties. Like, if that's something, if I continue to fix and flip, I can keep that 3 to 6% instead of giving it to somebody else. But it's not required. Do not let that be what's stopping you. I would say become an investor first, make some money, and then use that to kind of fund whatever education you may need to become licensed and mentorship, whatever. Okay, myth number 2. I have to own a home before I invest in real estate. Now, I'm a little guilty of this. I used to encourage people to become a homeowner first because that's the route I took and that's all I knew. But if you think about it, buying a home is when you're spending money to have an asset. When you're investing it, when you are becoming a real estate investor, you are making money off of the home. So, which one's better? Of course, the one that's going to make me money. So if I could go back all over again, if there's a way for me to become an investor, buy a home, make money so I can qualify for a better home, help that money to offset the mortgage that I'm paying, I'm choosing that route every time. There's so many different ways to kind of leverage being an investor. There's so many different ways you can also be a homeowner. Do house hacking. Go buy you a duplex, a triplex, put tenants in it, and allow that to cover the mortgage for the entire home so that you live for free and maybe make a little money, extra money off the top. So that's definitely a route that I encourage a lot of clients to go. A lot of people that reach out to me just trying to find different strategies to get into real estate. If you're not a homeowner already, you want to be, or if you are tired of paying bills, you're trying to reduce the amount of bills that you're paying, that would be a good route to go. You can go buy a duplex, you can go buy a triplex or a multi-family unit, live in one of it, rent it out, and you're a homeowner and you're making money like an investor. I think for me, being a homeowner first definitely gave me a lot of insights to the upkeep, what you need to do to manage a property taxes, and just having contractors and just being overall responsible. There's a different level of responsibility that comes with being a homeowner that I just don't know if I would have grasped as easily, as an investor, if I wasn't a homeowner first. So it's definitely possible. The same way I learned along the way as a homeowner, you can learn along the way as an investor. So if I could go back, like I said, I would choose to make money as a homeowner than to spend money as a homeowner. Myth number 3. Real estate is expensive and time consuming. I know this is the big one. Everyone, even myself, used to think to be a real estate investor, you have to have a lot of money, a lot of cash that you can access to do whatever. You do not. If you have seen my videos, if you've followed along my real estate investing journey, you know OPM, other people's money. Like, do not use all your hard-earned money to go buy a property if you don't have to. There's so many different things out there. For my very first investment property, of course, I used a hard money lender. That's a short-term loan that you use to like acquire a property. You could use it to fix up a property, renovate it as well. There's so many other things. Of course, I know we're familiar with taking a loan out to buy a home, but I never knew that you could utilize a loan to renovate a property. That was something I never knew of. That was something that I knew was a limiting belief or limiting thought. They're like, ooh, fix and flip seems cool, but I don't have money for that. I gotta have thousands of dollars for that. And y'all, you do not. Like, you literally do not. And I understand why we think that is because we don't have the education or the resources directly in front of us. But that's why, like, I'm posting the content that I'm posting, because if I can do it, if I can find a way to do it, you can too. Of course, if you're wanting to utilize other people's money, you have to have a good credit score or some type of income, some type of leverage for people to be like, okay, this person is trustworthy enough for me to lend them hundreds of thousands of dollars. So just reflect on yourself, on your financial situation. What things can I improve on so that there's nothing stopping me from getting out a loan? I know we like to think loans are bad. Go back and watch my last video. I talked about how debt is my friend. I love debt, especially if it's helping me make money. And so that's the thought process you want to have, especially if you want to be a real estate investor. Because if you're trying to do it all with the money that's in your bank account, you're going to scale so slow. It's going to be a lot harder, a lot more difficult, a lot more just don't do that. Just get your credit in order. Take out a loan. Use other people's money to either take out to buy the property, to also help you pay back the loan. Like, there's so many ways around it. Debt is definitely your friend, again, if you're using it to acquire an income producing asset. Now that the home is being rented out and, you know, we have tenants in it, it's producing income each and every month. It's making enough to pay back the mortgage, making enough to pay all these other expenses that I have associated with the home. And then it's making enough on top of that to, you know, come to my pocket so I can profit and, you know, essentially live off of that as well. There's just so many different ways to fund your deals once you come out of that mindset. Like, I gotta have a whole lot of money. Now it's just a matter of, okay, where can I find this money? Because it's out there. There's so many banks looking, because it's an investment for them. If you make money, they make money. They're not giving it to you for free. There's also down payment assistance programs. Again, there's private lending. You can just get really creative, find partnerships. If it's something like, if you know you have good credit, but you want to partner with somebody who's maybe done a deal before, like that's a way. Or maybe partner with somebody who has a lot of cash and money they can access. Like, there's so many different creative ways that you can go about acquiring the property financially. So my sister and I, we made over $100,000. We didn't use our money to buy the home. We did not use our money to rehab the home. We use other people's money, loans, hard money loans, credit cards, to kind of fund this process. And of course, as income is coming in month to month, it's paying back those loans and things like that. So credit does matter. Credit does matter, of course, but you don't have to wait until your bank account has a certain amount so you can pull that out. Like, keep your money in your pocket and go borrow the bank's money. Go borrow other people's money so that you can scale and get to your goals quicker. Again, if you limit yourself to what's in your account, you're going to be here all day. It's going to be so much harder. Let's work smarter, not harder. That's what investors do. That's what people who are trying to scale the quickest, who are trying to reach their goals the quickest, that's what they're doing. I saw a video recently about how Beyonce, she a billionaire. She don't use her money to buy, you know, these crazy cars and houses. She leverages other people's money because she understands the power of leveraging other people's money, one, so that you can keep your money and put those in other assets that's going to accumulate you more money. Myth number 4, this is a really good one, and this is one I really want y'all to listen to and really try to like understand. Myth number 4 is equity is not real profit. You know, I post a lot of videos about this investing project, fixing and flipping, and how I made over $100K in our first investment property. And a lot of people are like, well, if you didn't sell the home and you're renting it out, how did you make $100K? And it's like, we have to really shift our mindset. Real estate is not about making fast money. Real estate is about acquiring assets and letting them appreciate over time. It's not really a get rich quick scheme. A lot of people do fix and flips to sell the home and get quick cash. That was our goal, honestly. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie and say that wasn't my goal. But at the end of the day, what made the most sense was for us to hold on to the property. What made the most sense was to use it to make more income. But also, like, if the market wasn't good, if the market wasn't the best time to sell, I'm not gonna rush. I can hold on to the property. This is the asset. This is what is building wealth. This is what's accumulating over time, this home. And so the fact that I can still hold on to it while it's accumulating in equity and make money from it, you know, throughout the tenants that's paying me each and every month, but that's a win-win. I think people think, you know, $100K in cash, ooh, your whole life has changed. But like, that's really the difference between being wealthy and being rich. Wealthy, I'm thinking more long-term, where rich people who want to be rich and have a whole bunch of commas in their bank account, that's where you know, they differentiate. Because wealthy people, they don't want their money in the bank. They want their money in assets. They want their money appreciating over time. And if your money is sitting in the bank account, baby, you lose the money. So you need to figure out what to do with it. And real estate is just one of those vehicles that I think is just best for. I think I might be a little biased, but yeah. There's also ways to access the equity. So the 100K that I don't have in my bank account, there's ways to access that equity while you have the asset as well, like while you still have the home. You can take out a line of credit. You can take out a HELOC. You can do a refinance where you take some of the cash out of the equity. There's ways you can still access that profit and use it to get ahead. You can take out a HELOC and use that as a down payment to go buy some land that you want to build a home on or go and develop. Or use it as a down payment. Use it as what you want to utilize for a fix and flip, to renovate a home. Like, there's just so many different ways you can leverage equity. So I want us to really stop thinking the only way to make money in real estate is to sell a property, because true real estate investors know you make money in the long game. You make money when you hold on to the asset. Let's really try to shift our mindsets. I know we want to hurry up and, make a whole bunch of money fast, but don't miss out on the full picture. I also want to touch on like net worth. Like, I feel like that's a word that we use a lot. And when I think about net worth, I kind of really compared that to home equity. When you go and hear that such and such is worth this much, such and such is worth this much, that does not necessarily mean that's some amount that's in their bank account. Again, like I said, most people do not keep large amounts of money in their bank account. If they're smart, they're putting it in different assets. Assets is what gives you your net worth. If you only got $100 and you ain't got no property, baby, your net worth is $100. But if you got $100 in your bank account and you got $600 worth of real estate here, $600,000 worth of real estate there, your net worth is worth $1 million at that point. Your assets build up your net worth. Let's stop thinking small. Do you want to be rich, or do you want to have assets? I want money in the bank account, but I also want assets. Assets is what you can pass down. Assets is what you can continue to have in your family. This little $100, $100K in my bank account, that's not worth as much as a property. And of course, like, for some people, their goal is to sell the home. Their goal is to make quick cash. I just think it goes a lot farther. Right now, I'm okay with holding on to the asset. I'm okay with, having tenants pay me each and every month, pay down the mortgage, and I profit whatever is left over. I'm okay with that. So y'all can talk about me all you want to. I don't got 100K in the bank yet, but I got a property that's accumulating assets. So myth number 5 is that you need to know everything before getting started. And I think this is another really big one, because real estate is already this big thing that we just see other people doing. We see these rich people doing that we just think it's so far-fetched for us. And like, we find again all these reasons why we shouldn't or why we're not doing it. We want to know everything. We want to make sure it feels comfortable and warm and safe when we jump in and do it. But at the end of the day, any investment is going to take some type of risk. And you have to bet on yourself and trust yourself to go through the process. I'm a firm believer that experience is the best teacher. There's so many things that I just wouldn't have grasped, I wouldn't have learned if it wasn't for me taking that leap of faith and buying this first fix and flip. There's so many things that like I've heard about that just didn't click until I actually went and did it. If I went and actually touched it, I actually experienced it. And so like, you really have to just allow yourself to the ability to learn and grow throughout the process. Do not expect yourself to know everything. There's people who's done this for 10, 20, 30 years who don't know everything. Real estate is just this huge thing. It's a never ending, like evergreen type of field. You're never going to know everything, but you're definitely not going to know everything if you don't get started. So just go ahead and get started. Just take that leap of faith. You definitely want to network. You want to get some type of mentorship, get some type of guidance and just education. There's so many things that I've invested in or just researched before jumping in. So I kind of know what to look for. You don't want to just jump in not knowing anything, not having anyone you can call, especially as a first time. So there's just so many things, but you just have to start. You just have to start before you can go anywhere. But once you start, I'm telling you, like, there's so much to learn. It's very, very exciting and like overwhelming sometimes. Like, I'm always on a webinar. I'm always watching something to kind of just continue to learn and grow and develop and just learn all there is to real estate, because this genuinely is what I see myself doing to build wealth and live the life that I want. Get alongside people who are where you want to be. So that way, like, it starts to get less scary and it's just a matter of just doing. Again, there's no reason why you should not get your first property in 2025. I know I'm not an expert. I know I just did my first investment property, but I also know that there's so many people who want to be where I am, who want that first investment property, who want to know what it takes. And so I created an ebook. I launched an ebook recently. Look, everything you need to know to get your first investment property. What you need to be working on beforehand, the team that you need to have to make it a successful team. So you don't have to know everything. You don't have to be the expert. From how to qualify for loans, literally everything you need to know. This is really like a step-by-step play on, the things that I implemented during my process. Well, I put some personal insights in there, some tips and tricks, and just really some really great information for anyone who's wanting to get their first investment property. If we are if we are investing in our first investment property in 2025, go ahead and cop that ebook. Like, it's going to be so helpful. It's everything that I just would have wanted laid out for me when I was first starting. And so I'm going to definitely link it in the description box. Go ahead and cop and keep me updated on y'all's journey, y'all. That is all for this video. If you have any thoughts or limiting beliefs that's just kind of holding you back, drop them in the comment section. Let's go ahead and debunk all of those. If you learned something, let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's anything else specifically you want me to touch on in my content. And be sure to like this video and subscribe. Send it to somebody to help inspire them. And make sure y'all come back for the next video. All right, y'all. Peace.